Let's get stuck into it then. End of the day, Manchester United are a bunch of dawdling fannies. And this is seriously starting to look pretty woeful, this transfer window for United, with everybody else doing the big business that they're doing. All the top sides have strengthened further, and they're still continuing to strengthen in this window. And United, who finished 15th place, minus 12 goal difference, sharted our pants last season, are reluctant to be going out there in the window and doing much business, it seems, at the moment. Still lingering on with this Mbeumo deal. Still at the same point of negotiations for weeks. Weeks the word, because we're looking weak right now in the transfer market, aren't we? We're losing out targets, Gyokeres to Arsenal, of course. But aside from that, incapable of actually getting these deals done, even with Brentford, when there's no other teams in for him. And Mbeumo to United is actually becoming a farce. So, as we were saying earlier on in the show this afternoon, United just gonna have to eat that financial shit sandwich, and we're gonna have to just pay the extra few million quid and get this guy in for Amarim's sake more than anyone else. Yes, it's a few million quid. Oh, big freaking whoop! You know, end of the day, Amarim needs his soldiers there ready to start battle at the start of the season, and he's going to need time to develop them for pre-season before we actually start the Premier League campaign as well, to get them ready, and so therefore we need them in. Come on, Glazer shithouses and Glinios, Ineos melts. Obviously, you can see that this manager needs help. He needs players in before this pre-season starts. So, obviously, we're left behind massively. We're looking for the news that maybe Mbeumo is going to get done soon. But it just doesn't seem like it. It's one of those. It could happen at any moment still. Hopefully, you know, tonight there could be a cheeky little here we go. But it's doubtful. Tomorrow there could be a cheeky little here we go. But it's doubtful because Manchester United are ultimately part of the negotiations. And we're terrible. Arsenal, on the other hand, seemingly able to get things going and moving pretty quickly here and sharpish for the likes of Sporting. Let's have a little look at the latest information that's come out since the last stream that we did. Obviously, we were on for the lunchtime show earlier on today, and during that lunchtime show, it was reported that there was now an agreement in place between Arsenal and Gyokeres in terms of personal terms, and that they were working pretty stringently, or pretty quickly, I should say, swiftly, with Sporting to try and get an agreement in place between the two sides. So let's see what the latest stuff that's come out here. Obviously, it does have an effect on Manchester United. Amarim was maybe looking to bring in Gyokeres if he didn't go to Arsenal. If he is going to Arsenal, then obviously we're going to have to change our target. Our target up top there probably is now somebody like Watkins, Mateta, maybe Visser, but realistically, it's changed, because I'm sure Amarim would have wanted him, obviously, having worked with him previously. But let's take a little look at what's going on. So, obviously, David Ornstein reporting earlier on that Arsenal are in advanced talks with Sporting Lisbon over a deal to sign Viktor Gyokeres. Transfer fee discussions continue, but personal terms in place on a 5-year contract. 27-year-old Sporting striker only wants Arsenal. Arteta pushing for swift conclusion. So it seems like they've made their decision. They're not getting Sesko. They're obviously advancing on Gyokeres. He probably is available for a little bit less money than what RB Leipzig were looking for Sesko. It seems like it's going to be a 5-year agreement here between them. Fab says the agreement between Viktor Gyokeres and Arsenal on personal terms is valid until June 2030, 5 years. Victor has been clear with Sporting, as reported, only Arsenal as soon as possible. Club-to-club talks advancing, underway to get it done. Okay, and then there's even this report also from Fab that says Viktor Gyokeres has accepted to give up €2 million from his salary in order to facilitate negotiations between Arsenal and Sporting. Sporting insist on a higher fee compared to Arsenal proposal, and Gyokeres tries his best, also giving up money to make it happen, as per record in Portugal. Interesting. It's an interesting take, isn't it? But that's it. I mean, ultimately, they still have to reach an agreement with Sporting. Sporting are seeming to want a lot of money as well, 80, 90 million euros. So maybe they won't be able to get an agreement done with Sporting. Well, not anytime soon anyway, but I think they will. I think they'll act pretty swiftly here. I think they're going with a decent offer. I still think 75 million euros gets this guy in. They just want a bit more than, you know, the 60 million euros that was reported for a gentleman's agreement. Or was it 70 million euros? Either way, it's about 60 million pounds. So yeah, 70 million euros. They probably want to just get a little bit more than that. And we talked about the potential for them to have to pay a clause, sort of like a penalty, if they don't accept an offer that is over 60 million. They have to give 10% to the agent. So, you know, it just increases the likelihood that a £65 million offer, therefore a €75 million offer, probably would get the job done here for Arsenal and Gyokeres. Arsenal are having a great window. If they get Gyokeres, they really are having a great window with Zubamendi as well. And, you know, they'll have strengthened big time. They finished second last season. They only needed arguably a striker who could bang the goals, and they weren't that far away. So they've had a really good window, to be fair, if they do get Gyokeres. Chelsea have had a great window, continue to have a good window. Liverpool have had an excellent window. Man City have an excellent window. Lots of good teams having good windows. We haven't, though. We've had a shite window. We've had, a fecal window, so to speak. It is a pretty awful window. Ben Jacobs says that talks between Arsenal and Sporting for Viktor Gyokeres are on this evening at the final stages. All parties now optimistic. Okay, so Gyokeres is going to Arsenal, isn't he, guys? Yeah, nice one. Do you know what? I'll just say this right now, folks. Okay, I would have definitely had a different tune, I suppose, if we'd have signed him. And the reason for that is if that's who Amorim wanted, and we could have got him, and his goal record's brilliant, obviously, in Portugal, then I would have got behind it. But you know what? I don't think this is that much of a big loss, to be honest. Yeah, that's right. Who is this guy? He's the Portuguese League Rasmus Højlund. Who is he? You know, is he going to come over to the Premier League and absolutely crush it? Maybe. He does seem quality, and maybe, but also maybe not. Also, maybe he struggles to adapt. Also, maybe he melts it. End of the day, Arsenal is a proper bottle job club, and he could be, you know, struggling to adapt to the Premier League. I don't think he will. I think he'll be decent, but there is a chance anyway that he comes over and he kind of doesn't really flatter that much. I suppose that's a possibility, isn't it? Just because, you know, if you look at his time previously in English football, go back 5 years or whatever, he's an average melter. Then again, I know players obviously do develop totally different stages in their careers. I mean, look at certain players at certain clubs, like whether it's Salah at Chelsea or Robin at Chelsea or whoever, you know, it doesn't quite happen for them until they develop a bit more, get to a different team where they're settled and it's working for them, whatever. But yeah, I mean, obviously Gyokeres has developed a bit later than some top strikers. 5 years ago, he was not a top striker. 3 years ago, I don't think he was a top striker. Really, he's come into his own in the last few seasons. Exactly. There you go. He wasn't great at Coventry or Brighton. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like previously, his record in English football is gesh. It's not like he's guaranteed to do the business. I think he will be good. I think he'll be a lot better than what they had this season, basically playing bloody Marino as a 9 and stuff. You know, they'll definitely have a better option with him up there. But it's not like an absolutely sensational, guaranteed 25 goal a season sort of signing. It's not that. It could have been great for us because of Amorim and the system, and that would have obviously helped to have a player that plays Amorim's system coming in there who's worked with him previously. But beyond that, I'm not even bothered about it. You know what? This is a blessing in disguise, guys. It really is, because we were going to get bent over for 70 or 80 million euros for this guy ultimately. He would have been another player like a Rasmus Højlund that we spent way too much money on, who is coming over from a different league, who's not even necessarily guaranteed to hit the ground running straight away. Whereas if we go now and spend money on a player that's already got Premier League proven experience, not only will we have more money left over to maybe go and strengthen and get a goalkeeper or a striker or another striker or somebody else in the team, a midfielder, whatever, we could have some more money left. But we'll also get somebody with Premier League proven experience, like Ollie Watkins, like Visser, like Mateta. I'd take a cheeky Cliver, whoever, you know, and they're all cheaper. They're all cheaper than Viktor Gyokeres, especially Watkins and Visser, I think, could be had for a 40 million-ish maybe. So United obviously need to get our negotiations on with these other players now. And we've obviously got a plan of attack for this summer now. There was a short list. There'll always be your first choice. Maybe Amorim's first choice was Gyokeres. Let's put a line through that. He's going to the Arsenal, and now we've got to work on someone else. So I just hope that United don't get caught fanning around too much like a big fanny. Because if we do, then, you know, we're going to not have the player in before pre-season. We're not going to have the striker we need. Like, we've got to just turn our attention to someone and go and get them. We can move quite quickly if we want to. We just have to be, you know, prepared to pay a little bit, prepared to move sharply and get these guys in before we leave for America on the plane. So, yeah, obviously, Ollie Watkins, Visser, Mateta, whoever. Take your pick, really, guys. Take your pick. I'll ask the live chat, which striker do you want to see us go and sign now? Maybe it's a different striker outside of the Premier League. Perhaps it's a Ekitike. Perhaps it's a Osserman. Whoever. But let us know your thoughts. You know he's going to smash it. You know what, Midnight? I don't know that. I think he's going to smash it. I think he's going to be good. He looks like a physical beast. I think he'll be able to shrug off defenders in the Premier League just like he does over there, to be honest. I think he will score goals. But I don't see him being like an Isaac or a Haaland or one of those sorts of real prolific players that gets 20-plus goals. I don't actually see him being that. It's a different animal doing it in the Portuguese league. You know, his stats over there are insane. Those stats will not translate over to the Premier League. They just won't. He'll be lucky to get half of those numbers, and he won't even get that. So it's a much more difficult league. It's way more competitive. He will struggle, I think, initially. We'll see. You want Watkins? Yes, I do too, really. Osserman still. Look, I love the Osserman link. That would show proper ambition. In one respect, it really would. But we talked about the issues that could maybe come with that. Just financially, he's a £75 million player, and he wants nearly £400,000 a week or whatever it is. So I just don't see it happening for us right now. But you never know. It would be an ambitious signing. It would be like, hey, we're actually going to try and go for it and compete by getting a top-class striker in there. Morata, Visser, yeah, absolutely. There will be no strikers pig. Bit concerning, isn't it? Bit concerning. We're going to be ending up with Dominic Calvert-Lewin at this stage. Oh, the links are rampant. Yes, they might be coming from the Sun Sport and shit like this. And I don't believe them for a second because we would be insane to go for Calvert-Lewin. But goodness me, imagine if something like that happened. It would be absolutely filth. I mean, just on that, right? So United, obviously, we've got to now get the Mbeumo deal done. So the Mbeumo situation is very, very frustrating. It is at the situation where it has been for weeks, it seems, which is that we're not that far away from actually getting close to what Brentford want. But Brentford seem pretty firm. They're prepared to wait to get the £70 million that they want. And they've got United between a rock and a hard place now, because we've got to get somebody in desperately for Amorim to be able to start working with. And this deal is 99% advanced in the sense that we've been working on it for a month. And in the sense that this player wants to come and his personal terms are agreed and he's chosen United and there's nobody else that he wants to go to. There's nobody else that's put the bids in on the table. I mean, it's like two things are going to happen here. United could let this drag on, and we will not be as well prepared for the season, but we will get him for cheaper. Maybe we do get him for 62.5 in a few weeks' time, because Brentford are fully aware, I think, that we are trying to get players in early, so they're pushing their luck. But ultimately, if we don't want to play ball, we can let them stew. Nobody else is going to go and bid as much as 70 million for him, so I think we're pretty safe there, really. I think we're the only fools that are prepared to pay anywhere near that much. But because of that, I kind of think that Brentford will realise they have the possibility where they could lose this Mbeumo deal. They could lose it. So I think they will ultimately come down, but we'll have to play a waiting game. Who wants to do that? Who wants to do that? I don't see how these two teams can't just make that agreement, really, somewhere in the middle. Because Brentford don't want to lose the deal, and United don't want to wait weeks in order to get this guy in. We want to get him in now. So the Mbeumo deal has got to be one of the most frustrating for a long time, though. We've been talking about this guy for several weeks, and it's rather frustrating, yeah. Phone volume maxed and can't hear you. Grant Murray, I'm sorry you're using an absolute gastastic Poundland phone from 2013, mate. Upgrade your phone, mate. Okay, upgrade your phone, lad. What are you, a glazer shithouse? Everyone can hear me apart from you, bro. You know what I mean? Let me have a little test. Yeah, absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. Anyway, so obviously, sorry there, Grant. Sorry, I've been hearing that all day, mate. Does my head. Anyway, you got a shit phone, mate. What can I say? Right, so listen. This is what we have to talk about, guys. Mbeumo's got to get done, and then we have to turn our attention to other targets. In order to get rid of all our players, obviously we're going to have to get really on that over the next week. I mean, there is a thought that for the next week we are going to have to try and sell a lot of players, and hopefully that's what we're going to be working on. I mean, like, there's a new round of talks here, apparently, scheduled in regards to Rashford's future soon. So this is from Fab earlier, says that new round of talks will start from next week for Marcus Rashford's future. Rashford has accepted he's not part of the Manchester United and Ruben Amorim's plans, with options being explored ahead of a new chapter. Okay, so the new chapter, I think it's looking like it's either Barcelona or it's Bayern at this moment. I mean, it seems like they both have some sort of vague interest in him. Barcelona were, I think, more interested in the likes of Nico Williams, but seeing as that's broken down, the Rashford deal could still be on the table for him, couldn't it? I mean, look, there is a report here that says, this is via Florian Plettenberg earlier on today, that says, understands that FC Barcelona want to try again for Marcus Rashford. A move for Luis Diaz is currently very unlikely, so Barca have reopened talks with Rashford. A 27-year-old winger set to leave Manchester United, where he is under contract until 2028. Rashford has many inquiries, and Barcelona are one of them. So this is from Florian Plettenberg in Sky Germany, and he's reporting that Barca are still keen on him. I think they would have obviously turned their attentions now back to Rashford, seeing as the Nico Williams situation with him signing a new deal. So I think he's still on the cards maybe to go to Barca, especially now if they're not spending that 55 million or whatever it was on Nico, right? And then the other team that could, well, have a vested interest in him and realistically take him on financially, etc., would be Bayern München. Bayern München is an interesting link. They're losing obviously a couple of players this summer. They can pay big wages. He's got this England teammate there, Harry Kane. It's a possibility, and Eric Dyer and these sorts of English lads there would help him settle in. It's a big, high-profile brand club that challenges for trophies every single season. It's a great club to go to if you're Marcus Rashford. And they are reportedly interested in various different players. I've heard Rafael Leao and stuff for that sort of position. But if they can't get somebody for that sort of left-wing, position, then Marcus Rashford probably is quite high up on the list for them. Rashford won't be top of the list because, again, his value is a problem. His wages are a problem. The £40 million price tag plus 350 grand a week, that's a problem, and obviously he does have a contract at United until 2028 for big money. So he has no real reason to go anywhere unless there's an offer on the table that's just as good or that we can sweeten and make just as good by chipping in. So, but Barcelona, Bayern Munich, these sorts of teams are the teams that Rashford would want to go to. They're the only sorts of teams probably that can even afford him or would want him right now. So we just have to pray and hope that this deal can get done in the next week or so to either Barcelona or Bayern Munich to give us a little bit of cash to be able to free up some funds and maybe go and sign a number 9 or a goalkeeper or someone else. This is it really. We got a couple of super chats. Thank you so much, by the way. Do us a favour if you're just getting in the stream as well, folks. Smash that like button. We got 300 legends in here and just over 100 likes. That's a Rasmus Højlund ratio of likes to viewers. Let's get those likes up, guys, and make it at least a Romelu Lukaku vibe. You know what I'm saying? Hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't done so, get yourself subscribed and involved in the chat here. Of course, we'll have a Q&A at the end of the stream as well. Luke CX, thank you so much for getting in there with your super chat, lad. He says this: Ineos will drive a hard bargain and sell Rashford to Barca for $5 million, who in turn will register him in 2029. Did you mean 50 million? I don't know, but yeah. I mean, Barcelona, they are in some financial calamities also. They've just been fined as well for financial fair play breaches. They're like $1 billion in debt or whatever it is. I don't even know how they can still sign players like Marcus Rashford or Nico Williams or people like this that they were looking at. But yeah, maybe so. That's it. Just probably get him on a 7-year contract or something. Thank you so much, Luke CX, for that. Zayn Miassi getting in here as well. Here he is. If you have clueless Lewin and Hoyland up front, big meltdowns one can see. Why is Onana staying? Oh, Zayn Miassi, lads. Zayn Miassi. If we did have Calvert-Lewin and Højlund up top, that would indeed be a recipe for disaster, lad. I can't really deny that. That's so true. That would be a meltdown paradise for you Arsenal scummers, definitely. But I can't imagine a reality where that happens. That would truly make us candidates for relegation if we had Calvert-Lewin and Højlund as our only striking options. Look, the reality is Højlund, we're trying to find a new club for right now in the summer. It might just be a loan move capacity. He is contracted at this football club until 2030. So ultimately, if we maybe think about the long-term plan, maybe he goes away somewhere in Italy, has a good season, comes back a better player. Or we try and sell him right now, which is great because then we've generated some cash and we can actually clear a space in the team to go and sign a proper forward, i.e. an Ollie Watkins or someone like that who's going to just be guaranteed to be better than Højlund. And then Onana staying, well, look, people are talking about Onana staying and Onana could potentially stay. But we don't know that's happening just yet. All we know is that we haven't tried to sign another goalkeeper as of right now. There's been links. We've been linked to players like Martinez and Costa, but there has been no offers. That's all we know right now. But I think there's financial restrictions, obviously, that are happening right now. We've got to sell a few players. We have Garnacho and Rashford and Sancho and Højlund and Anthony Dos Santos and potentially Onana, all players that we'd have to look to move on to sign new players. So I actually don't think Onana's going to be starting for Manchester United this season. I really don't. But I'll ask the live chat guys, do you think Onana will be playing for us this season? Yes or no? I still think no, even though that's not been really worked upon, even though we haven't, signed a new goalkeeper. I believe that we will. I believe we will before the end of the window anyway. I believe we have to. Because if we don't, then we're going to have another crap season, really, because he is a 15-point season error-prone merchant. We'll drop 15 points for having him in goal. So that's the sort of guy we're looking at. And if the manager wants to go into a new season with him, then there's something wrong with the manager. And if the owners and all the recruitment, everybody can't see that we need a new goalkeeper, there's something seriously wrong with them too. So obviously we've got to replace Onana. If we don't, that is a massive, massive problem for the season. Midnight, thank you for the super chat as well. He says, bet you £20 pig, Glock 9 gets minimum 20 Premier League goals. Glock 9, Glock 9. Is that what you Arsenal scammers are calling him already? Goodness me. Do you know what you should call him, mate? Cock 69. Yeah, that's it. You know what? As soon as he signs for Arsenal, I'm going to call him Viktor Gyokeres, lad. There you go. Viktor Gyokeres signs for Arsenal, mate. Cock 69, lad. Yeah? What are you talking about, mate? None of this Glock 9 guff. He's going to be rubbish. Viktor Gyokeres having a stinker for Arsenal, I hope. Thank you, Midnight. But no, seriously, Viktor Gyokeres, mate. Like, what's his problem? Nah, fair enough. Like we said, I understand why he's going to Arsenal. But you're all saying guaranteed he's going to get over. I'd take that bet. If you're offering me a bet there, lad, I'd take that bet all day. I bet you he doesn't get 20 Premier League goals this season. I bet you he doesn't. And same Miyasi, if you want to take that bet too, I'll take that bet with you too. I bet you he gets 19 or less. I guarantee you. Guarantee you 19 or less, mate. That's my thoughts on the matter. Yeah, the goals will not translate over to the Premier League as good as you think they will. That's my thoughts there on Viktor Gyokeres. He was a melter when he was back in there previously for the teams like Coventry and Brighton and stuff like that. Guys, gashing English football. Yeah, there you go, I said it. Joe says he'll get 20 goals in his first 20 games. Yeah, he would get 20 goals. Arsenal create a lot of chances. He won't, mate. He won't, mate. Okay, 20-ish, yeah, 19 or less. You think he'll get 15? Fair enough, guys. How many do you think he'll get? Let us know in the chat. Maybe I'm way off base. I think he'll get 19 or less. There you go. I still think he'll get good, high numbers, decent figures, but I don't think he will get 20 plus personally. Not in his first season. Not in his first season, mate. It's hard to transition over. Hard to feel any optimism. Yeah, I do, Francois. I do. I know much more ball than you, my son, Francois. Oh, yeah. Who's that? Francois Gyokeres? Is it? Francois Gyokeres, lad? With a name like that, the audacity you have to get in my chat, even Francois Gyokeres, lad. Yeah, that's right. 20 total from 19, 15 before Christmas, 25, 2, 6. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Look, a lot of people feel confident about it. 20 goals in all comps. We're just asking league goals here. We're asking league goals, 30 plus. Fair enough. I'm good. Thank you, Raja. How are you doing? Yes, fair enough. Look, we'll see. Only time will decide. Ultimately, if he was signing for Manchester United, I'd have probably said he can get 20 plus goals. But seeing as he's signing for Arsenal, I have to be pessimistic. I have to be negative. And I'm hoping this prick has a stinker. I actually am confident, though. If I could put that bet on with a bookmakers, I would. I am confident he'd get less than 20 goals. There's a lot of factors goes into it. What if he gets a little injury? It doesn't matter if he's even having a good season if you get injured for a couple of months. You've got to factor that in. So I would be very confident he would not get 20 anyway. But, okay. So anyway, guys, we've done talking about Viktor Gyokeres, right? We're on to Rashford at the moment. We're trying to get rid of Rashford to the likes of Bayern, Barcelona, maybe. That could be happening next week. There's a new round of Rashford talks expected very, very soon. So he's not part of United's plans. He shouldn't really be getting involved with pre-season. United are working on getting him gone. We're taking his shirt number off him, giving it to Cunha. What more can you say, really? And obviously, other than that, we're still working on other players. Here's another update on Jadon Garnacho. This is via Marco Gordiano, who says that Juve Sancho, the summit that can close the deal, will be held at the start of next week. The cost remains at 25 million. Payment options are being discussed. Sancho has given his yes to Juve. This was a couple of hours ago. I mean, I think that can happen as well if we factor in that this, in Italian football, so there's some sort of tax break compared to these UK taxpayers getting taxed 48% or whatever. Like, they only get taxed on half their earnings. So I can't remember what it is now. Jarvis was explaining it to me the other night, the Don. But it's something along those lines, which means that potentially a team like Juve wouldn't even have to pay him as much as Manchester United in order order for Jadon Sancho to end up with the same amount of money, which would appeal to him, obviously. He's not going to go anywhere for less money, but even if they pay him less, but he ends up after tax with the same amount, he's not bothered, is he? So he may well be saleable to go to the likes of Juve. For Sancho, Juventus is a brilliant club. It really is. It's like Rashford with Barca and Bayern. It's like they can't really get much better options than these. These are great options for these sorts of big brand name players who just want a cushy life and are egomaniac brats. Nobody wants to go and play for a Crystal Palace or whoever right now, it seems, from our team, because they're just big egos. They're big melters. They're not hard workers. They don't play for the love of the game. It doesn't seem like it. Well, certainly Sancho doesn't seem like it. You know, he just wants to go and play for a big name club. So Juve has fit Sancho down to the ground. They can pay him, hopefully sort of enough compared to what we pay him, what we'll end up with after tax anyway. And so hopefully we could get a deal there. If we were able to generate £25 million from the sale of Sancho, that truly would be actually a great bit of business for Man United. It really would. It really would. Even though we paid 73 million, because never in my mind could I possibly imagine a scenario where somebody gave us 25 million English pounds or even euros for Jadon Sancho. I could have never imagined that. So if that deal is on the table and it's possible and they really will give us 25 mil and take him off of our hands, we've actually done quite well there to get rid of this prick. So we'll see next week if that happens. It's expected that there will be talks taking place at the start of the next week, and the cost remains at 25 million for United for Sancho. Payment options are being discussed. So maybe it's not the whole amount up front. Whatever works really to get this guy gone is going to be good for Manchester United. Whatever works. It doesn't have to be, you know, all of the money up front. Pretty much, if you think about it, he's only got a year left on his contract. What's the worst that can happen? He'll just stay and rot in the reserves, and we're paying him 300 grand a week for the privilege to do so. We don't want that. So we'd be quite happy to let him go for, I think, even less than that, but we'll see. United have to pay the 25 million. Well, that would make more sense. You know, that would make more sense. We have to pay Juventus 25 million to take him off of us. Callum Karen, you long-time legend. We need Osimhen with Cunha and Mbeumo, but never going to happen. Osimhen would be a great deal. What about if we were to send, like, Napoli, Garnacho, though, the other way? Then it could happen, I think. I'm not sure we should pay the wages that he is on and is demanding, but ultimately, you know, Garnacho's worth about 50 million quid to Napoli, probably. Maybe you could do a deal there. It's unlikely, I'm just saying. Maybe you could do a deal there. Peter Taylor, as a United fan, we need to get rid of Rasmus. Totally agree, lad. The guy scored like 3 or 4 Premier League goals. If you're looking at the big problem areas in the team, that's definitely one of them. So there you go. If United address the goal-scoring issue up top by getting a Prem-proven striker such as Watkins, Mateta or Visser, we'll be much better placed this season just by having that. And if we can get Mbeumo, just imagine Mbeumo, Cunha and Watkins up top. It's a heck of a lot better than what we got this season. That should provide you, you know, plus 50 goals. I'd expect those 3 players to get an extra 50 goals between them compared to what we got previously. You know, considering Cunha got 15, Visser got 20 and Watkins got 16, you know, you could get anywhere close to that sort of region of goals for them added to the team because they are quality Prem-proven players. Right, so Sancho to Juventus is definitely on. It's heating up. It's heating up there, guys, and hopefully we can see a little bit more movement on that very soon. Let's just have a look at the latest updates that may be coming through on social media while I'm live. I don't want to miss anything as it's dropping here by any of the big journos. Let's just have a little refresh. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, Marco Alcaraz is reporting Sancho to Juventus is now at an advanced stage next week, crucial. And there's not really too much coming in here other than what we've already discussed tonight. So, yeah, nice one. Okay, right, let's get stuck in there raw for a few minutes to the live chat. In fact, before I do that, I'll just shout out everyone that's reposted us on X. Big up the legends that reposted us. Shout out to you, legends. Let's see who's done that. We've had 4 reposts. Big up to the legends that reposted us. Kieran, John Boy Cat, the Butcher of Manchester, and Aaron, you legend. Thank you so much for sharing the show around there on social medias. Appreciate you, Dons. Okay, right, we're going to get into the live chat early here, folks. I have got a cheeky little FIFA stream set up for 11 p.m. So please do come over and join us on Flying Pig Gaming after this stream. But I'm going to stick on here for a good 15, 20 minutes or something longer and have a chat and see if any news comes out about Mbeumo during the show, which probably won't. But I'll just do a quick rundown for anyone that's just joining us. If you missed what we've discussed so far, just a quick rundown. So, We're interested in Richard Rios. I didn't even mention that, but that's just a running story for the last few days, really. Sancho is expected to maybe be able to reach an agreement. Well, Juventus might be able to reach an agreement with Sancho next week for Manchester United to be able to sell him, hopefully. We didn't mention this, actually. Just really another player that's linked with us, but Genoa are not pursuing Jamie Vardy, despite some internal talks over whether to make an approach. Not true, Patrick Vieira vetoed the move. Genoa still in the process of shortlisting several attacking options. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys, I'll take Jamie Vardy in a heartbeat for Man United this summer. I hope we go for him. Not as our first main striker, even though he still would be better than Højlund, but as our second choice / third choice striker. Get a proper striker in like Watkins or Visser, have Jamie Vardy as backup alongside Chido Obi, and you'll probably be all right for the season going ahead. We need 3 decent number 9s. We need 3 decent number 9s, not 2, not 1, 3 minimum. So that's where I think somebody like Jamie Vardy would actually be a good shrewd pickup for a season. Rascuna says, you what? Malp says, Vardy, hell no. Listen, let's have a little vote in the live chat, guys. Vardy, yes or no? Hell no. Get your thoughts in. Rangers want Vardy. I'm not talking about Jamie Vardy as our main choice striker. I'm talking about him as that old experienced wise head with the quality finishing and ability to still score some goals. Could chip in 10 goals throughout the season. I'm saying he plays the Michael Owen role for us. Remember when Fergie signed Michael Owen and Michael Owen's past his best, but he still chipped in with some big important goals in the squad. This guy could do that. This guy's a good player, mate. Last season he was still a good player for Leicester, even though they had a shit season. He still scored a decent amount of goals. So I would have him in the squad 100%. We could do a lot worse, i.e. Højlund. Kieran Lord, thank you so much, Kieran Lord, for becoming a member of the channel. I appreciate you, Kieran. Big love to you, Kieran Lord. What a legend. Welcome him in with your favourite emoji. Thank you for re-upping your membership there, Kieran Lord, lad. Get in there, you beast. Thank you, Kieran. Have you changed your name, Kieran Lord, from something else to Kieran Lord? I don't know. Either way, nice one, Kieran, lad. Not a hope in hell. Yeah, oh, thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. I'll get well soon, lad. Jamie Vardy, bro, no. Get him before he gets too fat. Jesus, Pig, you feeling okay? I'm being deadly serious. Jamie Vardy would be a good pickup for the squad. I'm not saying as the number 1 striker, but for the squad, he'd be a good pickup. Yes, no. Yes, no, no. Now, if Vardy wants to go somewhere the weather's nice and he can chill, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Fact, United had a chance not once but twice to sign Van Dijk, but didn't because Woodward said he didn't like us. Yeah, I know, he's a prat, isn't he? 3, we can't get 1. Stephen Shipman, how you doing? Says, hell yeah. Palmer says, yes, no, yes. Oh, well, maybe Malps, but only Pepsi Max there. Vardy's better than DCL. He is, definitely. He's definitely better than DCL. Yes, yes, yes. Crazy thing is you take him over Lewin. I think we all would. Yet another old wise head phoning in at United on stupid wages. I don't know if he would be able to get those sorts of stupid wages, though. I think maybe we would pay him more than he can get anywhere else right now. But I don't think it would be stupid wages. At the end of the day, he's a 37-year-old man or whatever he is. He can't really get the big wages anymore. Vardy, yes. United will end up with Dominic. Hell no. He needs a Zimmer frame. He's still good, mate. He's still sprightly. Staying out of this. No to cringe players like Vardy. No. Yet another road I said. We've already seen that comment. Yes, experience, definitely. Yep, yes. Yes, Disco Dave can still win your games. That's what I'm saying. 20 minutes to go. 1-1 against, Crystal Palace. Late in a game. You've got an injury. You've got a knock. Or somebody's having a stinker up top. Who have you got to come off the bench? Jamie Vardy for the last 20 minutes. Could he get you a goal? Yes, he could. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. He's an experienced player. I missed your super. Oh, sorry, Francois. Let's go and have a little look, see if we can find it. Oh, I also missed you becoming a member of the channel once again. Francois Cock, thank you so much for becoming a member, lad. Is that what you mean? I can't see a super chat from you, but is that what you mean there, Francois? Becoming a member. Guys, let's get some love in there. Francois Cock is one of the long-term dons of the channel. Big up to Francois Gyokeres. And let's get some love in there. He's just become a member once again. Thank you, my friend. Nice one, nice one. Nice one, Chris. Thank you for being a new viewer, lad. Love your vibe. Oh, thank you, Chris, mate. Thanks for tuning in and watching. If you guys are new to the channel like Chris, then you can consider hitting the subscribe button down there. It's free. Hit the subscribe button. That's the red one. And also get yourself smashing a like on the video. Let's try and get 200 likes. We've just hit 150. Let's try and get 200 on tonight's stream. And also subscribe and click the bell icon as well. Nice one. Luke CX, thank you so much for your super chat, boss. Would you A, roll the dice with mega signing fee and salary and hope? Or B, buy multiple lesser players and build over time and also hope? Honestly, B right now. because we've actually got a good few positions in the team that we are struggling with. Like, I would much prefer Watkins and Dumfries than just Gyokeres, you know? And that's the sort of deals you could get for the money that it would cost to get Gyokeres. Like, you could get Dumfries, you could get Watkins, both of those two players for the same price that it would take to get Gyokeres, right? And Watkins, okay, he's not got as long left on the clock as Gyokeres, but he is Prem proven, he will get you goals. And then someone like Denzel Dumfries is available right now with a €25 million release clause up until mid-July, which means that Denzel Dumfries is a steal right now. He's very cheap and he's very obtainable. He's very good signing for any team, really, for that price. So United should absolutely try and go and get him. And we're going to have more money available if we don't go for a mega sign-in like an Osimhen for 75 million and his big wages, or a Gyokeres for 75 million. You know, we will have more money available by going to get one of these players that Kieran's just mentioned. Tony's on big money, though. That's the problem with Tony. Visser, Munoz, Watkins. Interesting take there, lad. Thank you very much for getting in. Yeah, Dominic Calvert-Lewin will be the only striker we get. Man United won't sign Jamie Hughes too. I doubt we'll sign him. I doubt we'll sign him as well. But I'm just saying he would be a much better option than some of the shite we could possibly go and get. And also a much better option than the shite we've got right now. Big up Citizen Nation. How's it going? How's it going? City Scammer in the house. Nice one, Francois. Thanks again, mate, for becoming a member there. Appreciate you. You would enjoy videos of you visiting local restaurants? Or maybe I should set up a Flying Pig food channel, lad. Yep, others are going, again, PSR and buying players while Man United are not afraid of going. I know, I feel you, lad. It's pretty shocking, isn't it? Like, loads of teams are getting business done and we are being left behind at the moment. We are embarrassing in this window. It has to be said. It has to be said. Man City are in advanced talks. Listen, I know. He's gonna go to Man City, or if they're interested in him, he'll go there. And that would be a great pickup for them. But I'm just saying United should absolutely try to get him. Would you take Ivan Toney or Watkins? It would be Watkins. It would be Watkins because Ivan Toney strikes me as the sort of guy. Look, if you're prepared to leave the Premier League and go and play in Saudi or whatever for a few £100 a week tax-free, then fair enough, you're not stupid, but you're also not the right sort of player that I want for Manchester United anyway. Because do you really just want mercenaries playing for you? Ivan Toney would cost a lot of money in terms of wages to bring over, unless they're prepared to pay a percentage of it or whatever on a loan. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Whereas Watkins, he's not on crazy money. In fact, compared to most players at United, he's on average sort of money at United. So he's definitely obtainable. What's my crime? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Exactly. Definitely Watkins. I agree with you, lad. Oh, Eduardo, mate. You Gooners must be buzzing. Yes, it's been a good window so far. If you can get Gyokeres over the line anyway, then you guys are going to be absolutely loving it. Fair enough, mate. Anyway, the other news things we were going to discuss before, just for the roundup, was the new round of talks for Rashford. Barca want Rashford. They're expected to want to try again, and there could be talks this week for Rashford. The news of Gyokeres tonight is that it's closer between Arsenal and Sporting this evening. Final stages. Party's now optimistic. That's via Ben Jacobs. Fab said that Gyokeres has accepted to give up €2 million from his salary in order to facilitate negotiations between Arsenal and Sporting. The agreement is a 5-year deal between the player and the club so far on personal terms valid until June 2030, 5-year contract. Victor's been clear with Sporting has reported only Arsenal as soon as possible, and David Ornstein just reporting that Arsenal in advanced talk there as well. So it's pretty gash. It's pretty gash indeed. Let's get stuck into the live chat then for a nice Q&A then, my friends. Get yourself involved if you're Jonathan Gallagher, lad, yes, or the Cinnamon, yes, lad. Let's get involved. He says Watkins is your best bet where United is as a club. It's not a bad signing. I'm with you. I think it would actually make a lot of sense for us to sign somebody who's not going to break the bank, but somebody who's sort of proven. And we need a team that can take us right from now, where we finished, the 15th position in the league, to 6th or 7th place. That's where we need. That's what we need. We can't go and get the players right now that we need to take us from 15th to 1st place. I don't think we can do that. We have to be realistic this season. Ollie Watkins is not, a prime RVP coming from Arsenal. That is not what Ollie Watkins is. This is not that time. This is a different time. This is horses for courses. This is for us to take the next step to get back up to being this top 7 side. Ollie Watkins is a player to do that, I think, for the next couple of seasons. So I agree. I think it would be a shrewd sign. It would be a good signing. And then in a year's time, in a couple of years' time, that's when we'll hopefully be able to bring one of the best strikers in the world into our team or somewhere along those lines. Right now, we have to be a little bit more realistic in who we can get. We can't even get Gyokeres because of missing out on Champions League. I mean, it would have probably happened, Gyokeres to Man United, if we'd have got that Champions League qualification via the Europa League. It probably would have happened, but it didn't. And so we have been stitched up. So now we have to plan to get back into the European places. Top 6, top 7 this season is where we need. We're not going to win the league. We're not probably going to get top 4. We're definitely not going to get top 4, guys. Definitely. Even if we do have a good rest of the window, we're definitely not getting top 4 because there's too many clubs further advanced, way more settled, with managers they've had for a long time, with lots of resources, which they're already splashing around. They will finish in higher and better teams than us anyway. And all they've done is strengthen and sign lots of good players. City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal. All they've done is strengthen and sign loads of players. So they're not getting any worse, I don't think. They're getting stronger. We're getting weaker unless we catch up and sign some bloody players. And even if we do keep up with the Phil Joneses, we're still going to struggle to get into the top 4. That's almost impossible for us. We're just too far away from those teams right now. So I think top 6, top 7 is about the best we can hope for. And in order to do that, we need to sign the right sort of players. Cunha and Mbeumo Watkins would definitely be those right sort of players, and a new goalkeeper as well. History Buff says, why would Watkins join Pig? He wants to play for England. It's not a good move to go to United. If he wants to play for England, it's probably the best move that he could make, in all fairness, because Manchester United is, let's face it, one of the biggest clubs. He would be the main guy at United at number 9. Like, if he's playing regularly and playing well for Manchester United, you best believe he's in the England team, lad. If he's playing regularly and playing well, he'll be in the England team. So I disagree entirely with you. But then I always do, History Buff. Disco Dave says top 6 I would say is priority next season. We need European football to make better signings next summer. That's it. Just need to sort of incrementally step up and get better. It has embarrassed Amorim. They are not doing him any favours. He does need these players in before that plane leaves to go to the tour in America. And if he doesn't get that, then if I was him, I'd be kicking up a right stink. I'd be thinking about resigning because his job's going to be made much more difficult by the incompetence of the higher-ups at United. Yes, TK, get in there, my son, let's go. He should walk, Jonathan. This crap show is too much for anyone to handle. If Man United sign Watkins, I will have a big run. I want someone much better than him. Watkins will be Man United version of Chelsea Torres. Nah, I'm not so sure about that, Ad. Not so sure about that, Ad. And Chelsea Torres still scored that epic goal against Barcelona as well, mate, to seal their place in the Champions League final. So, you know, Arsenal will win best defence of the league and Gyokeres the icing on the cake. Fair point. I mean, United are in a position where we had a terrible defence, we had an awful midfield, and we had absolutely abhorrent strikers and the worst goalkeeper in the league. So it's not even just the goals that we need to address in this team. We also do need to address maybe getting a proper number 6 and a goalkeeper as well. I agree, Jonathan Gallagher. What a bunch of absolute incompetent shithouses. United ain't going to get anyone because of Glazers and Ineos. Look what a mess they've done with Brentford. Yes, and no European football, no European money means they're less likely to spend. Yeah, plenty would. There you go, plenty would. Would United have paid 80 for him knowing the crap season you had just now? Who are we talking about? Sorry, but the answer probably is no. What is United challenging for then? He needs Champions League or Europa to get a chance for England. No, he doesn't. He just needs to be playing well weekly in the Premier League. It's a huge club playing in the best Premier competition. He doesn't need European football whatsoever to do that, lad, in all fairness. That's not the case. Not the case. But to answer your question, he could be challenging for, you know, League Cups, FA Cups, Premier League. That's it this season for us. But no, I mean, come on. If you're banging in the goals, let's just say Watkins has a great season and he's got 20-plus goals for United and he's fit and in great form. He's on the plane for the World Cup next season, lad. That's how it works. Players should be in by pre-season, but this club's working slow as usual. No, we've not signed him yet, mate. We've not signed him yet. It's an absolute joke. Exactly. If he was starting every week for United, his England chances increase. I mean, he wasn't even playing for Villa that much towards the end of the season just gone. Cinnamon says, my prediction is 8th behind Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Newcastle, Villa, Chelsea and Spurs. I mean, it's quite a decent prediction. I was with you up until the Spurs pick. Do you know what I mean? I still think we'll finish above Spuds this season. Ray says, Pig, if Man United sign Watkins, I'll have a big ran. Oh, I already read that, didn't I? Training starts tomorrow and still nothing. Absolute joke. Ten Hag did the number on us. Why would United back Amorim? to give him the team, to give him a few players he needs to play the system. What's the point of getting a new manager in, paying compensation to Sporting and going down a new route if you're not going to actually give him a few players for his new system? Our team has no money. We finished 15th. Things are shite. Why is everyone so surprised that our misfortunes are continuing into the window? Fair play to you, TK. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all, actually. Especially missing out on the Europa. I knew it would have a negative effect. Gyokeres probably be a United player if we won that Europa final. United not a big club anymore. Take those rose-tinted glasses off. We're a huge club, Chappie. We're still one of the biggest clubs in the world. I think what you mean to say is we're not a good team anymore. Or, that's true. But in terms of a club, we're still one of the very biggest clubs in the world in terms of support base and all that sort of thing, what we can pay players. We're still one of the absolute biggest in the world. So I disagree, but also I get it. We're not a good team right now. This is a topic, but talking about movies, does anybody else remember Sly being in a softball movie called The Stud? No. No, nobody does, Paula, and that is very off topic. And what's your bloody issue? We know what you're watching tonight. Just imagine fighting a draw out with Leeds. Yeah, I thought that was Joan Collins anyway, The Stud. Don't tell me he was in Joan Collins' movie with her. United won't be a proper force for 15, 20 years. Could be sooner than that, but it's going to take time. Kay Slater, yes, lad, absolutely no chance we get a striker for this preseason tour unless it's Osterman or a surprise top-class player we are on to CC as in K Cadet. I respect that, Kay Slater, that's it. It's still quite unlikely, I guess, before the tour. We've got less than 2 weeks now to get an agreement in place for a number 9, and we haven't even started on one yet, so I'm with you. It's going to be difficult, but surely we can. Get Clivert, Stiller, a new quality right wing back if Mbeumo doesn't come through. Good call, yeah, good call. I still think we'll get this Mbeumo deal done in the next 24 hours or so, mate. To be honest, I still think we have to. It's kind of like making a statement now and giving Amorim who he needs. Amorim will be fuming, I'm sure, about the lack of movement so far, both incoming and outgoing. Ranger says, if Højlund's still our striker next season, I think relegation's looking likely. If Onana's our goalie and Højlund's our striker, then yes, we'll finish probably in the same position as we did. Maybe worse. Rashford, Jadon Sancho pushing full moves. They now accept wages. Let's hope so, Lucky Singh, lad. You agree, Jonathan, but it wasn't being due to Ten Hag wasting an absolute fortune. Isn't due. I mean, that's a big factor. Frimpong, Van Dijk, Konate, Kirkus, what a defence. Fair dues, and Kunku's looking for a club. No thanks. Get in there, my son. What's this? We've got a super chat from Zayn Miyasi. Thank you, Zayn Miyasi, for getting involved and getting your say in there once again. Let's see what this man says about himself. He says, we'll get positive goal difference this year. Oh, super I have to say yes. I just have to say yes. I feel like we will get positive goal difference this year, yes. It's a yes from me, Carol. We will. Because we've signed Cunha, he's going to add goals. Hopefully we'll have replaced the goalkeeper and stop shipping as many goals. And then also, hopefully, we can add another striker who's going to add goals. So Cunha and Mbeumo would add a lot of goals. I'm going to say positive goal difference this year, yeah. That's what I'm going to say. Oh, here he is. Kurt Gunter, you legend. Yes, Kurt. How you been, mate? How you getting on? Happy summer, lad. Come on. Actually, it's your winter over there, isn't it? But much love to you, Kurt Gunter. Thank you so much for getting in and giving me a cheeky beer, lad. Let's get some mad love in there. It's Kurt Gunter. I hope you're keeping well, Kurt. Hope you're wearing your Bacon Brigade t-shirt right now, lad. And thank you for joining us, Kurt. How have you been, you legend? This transfer window has been gash, by the way, Kurt. If you've not been following it, you haven't missed anything interesting. We've been fanning around on Mbeumo for about a month now. So it's pretty awful. Great to see you, Kurt. Thank you so much, mate. I will have a beer on you, lad. Oh, I will have a beer on you, Kurt, there. Legend. What a hero. Let's continue with this Q&A then. So we are going over to the gaming channel shortly. If you want to come and join us, I'll get you the link in a moment. In fact, let me get the link now and I'll pop it at the top of the live chat. But we're doing a cheeky little FIFA stream over on the gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming. If you're not following us, you're having an absolute stinker. Make sure you're following Flying Pig Gaming on YouTube. Also, we'll be streaming literally over there in 5 minutes. But I'm still going to read a few more comments out. Don't go anywhere just for now. And also, we're nearly at 200 likes. We've got to get to 200 likes. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't done so. Twat the likes if you could. FC25 stream. Boom. There it is. Okay, so that should work. I'll pin that to the top of the live chat there. Please do come and join us in 5 minutes for this stream. Nice one. It's pinned to the top there, guys. Brilliant times. Okay, let's get stuck back into the chat for a bit more questions. There's lots of legends in here. I want to try and read as many of your comments out as possible before we wrap up the evening show. As always, we'll be back on here daily, at least twice a day. Lunchtime live show, doing the updates for the morning and the lunchtime news. And also evening shows around about 9:45, 10 p.m, covering all the latest evening transfer goings on with United. So that's what we're doing at the moment. Make sure you come and join us, guys. Click the bell icon, click the notification bell. That's the same thing. Click the subscribe button and all that. Let's just read a few more comments out, though. Pig breaking from 1 hour ago. Di Marzio, Leeds United have gone in for United target. Milinkovic, Savage, keeper, Gash. Interesting, yeah. I mean, he's not my first choice anyway, but he is a big old unit, and I think would have been a lot better than Onana. But that's not hard, is it? But yeah, fair enough. That's Gash. I still hope we can maybe get the funds together to sign Costa towards the end of the window. I doubt it, but the club you support, Wycombe Wanderers, has signed more players, 7 players. Oh my God, you've probably spent more as well. We need to raid the free market till we sell players. I like it. Let's get a cheeky little Vardy as a backup striker, mate. No harm in it. Great player. No, there's no shame in it. DCL at United. I'd rather dump in my hands and clap, lad. Definitely not. You know what? Gyokeres is scoring at Old Trafford on the first day, right? No, I don't think so, Sulphurfish. I think we'll keep him quiet. Ultimately, we've got Amorim in charge. If anybody's can set the defence up and give them the necessary coaching and tips in order to deal with that guy, it's probably his previous manager. So I actually think, no, he's not. We're going to keep him quiet. He's going to be pocketed, lad, by big old Slab. That's what I'm saying. Yes, hat-trick. You wonder who United management think the main target should be. It's probably Premier League proven players. It seems like our philosophy's changed to signing Prem players this summer anyway. That's what it seems with our pursuits of the likes of Cunha and Mbeumo. So I would say it's got to be on the short list. You've got to look at Watkins. You've got to look at Mateta, Kluivert, Visser. These sorts of players should be the ones we're going for. Kurt Gunter, I don't blame you, mate. It's a shit show, isn't it? Kurt says, I don't watch the transfer windows. It's like going to a nightclub, scoring a hot bird, and then discovering she has bad breath. Yeah, or someone else, discovering she has someone else as well there, Kurt Gunter. Do you know what I mean? Good shout, Kurt Gunter. I like your analogy. Discovering she has bad breath, that's true. But you know what? You know what I say to that one, Kurt? It's hard to smell the breath when you're behind them. I'm joking. Hey-oh! Anyway, thank you so much, Kurt, for getting in there with that, lad. I appreciate you again. Thank you for the 10 Aussie dollar Ruska super chat, lad. Legend. Paula, hey, no worries. Thank you to Paula and Wayne for getting in here. Legends of the channel. Thanks for having your say and getting involved, guys. Maguire's the man for Gyokeres. Oh, you know it. Oh, you bloody well know it. Thanks again, though, Kurt. You're a legend. Chrissy J, same plays a shite every year. Ineos are just as gashed. The Mbeumo side will take until the end of July. Amorim should walk as he's being set up to fail. I hope he will walk. If we don't get the players that we deserve to get for him, I hope he walks, because it just sends the perfect message, doesn't it, that this club is so poorly run. Ineos said they want younger players. Jamie won't be sold. Interesting, yep. I mean, we are signing younger players, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a cheap option for a backup. You know, doesn't matter the age, you can get somebody for free, basically, who could chip in some goals, you know. Unfortunately, we will carry the form of last season in pretty much the same squad. Yeah, it is at the moment. We have to have a very busy few weeks. There's 5 players that want to leave. We have to get them gone. And if we can get them gone, we can generate some cash. We can sign new players. It has to be a very busy 2 weeks now. Very busy. And I don't think it's going to be, but it has to be. Hopefully, Leacher will be fit. Absolutely, yeah. Definitely. She has a middle leg. The transfer market to United fan is like going out with your mates and they all get all the hot birds. You're like, yeah, that's true, Adam 5K1. That's a good point. I don't know. I like Leacher, but he is injury prone at seas. You need to sell cars, Mr. P. Make old bangers sound like a sports car. Thank you, Chappie. Yes, you know it. Low mileage. Henrik Kjellman, greetings to Mrs. Pig. Thank you so much, Henrik Kjellman. Should have gone for Jonathan David. I totally agree with you, Kieran, lad, before he's gone to Juve. Yes. No scoring else. We'll have Gyokeres. What's your score prediction on the opening game? 2-0 to Man United on the opening day of the season, lad, at the moment. Because Arsenal are bottle jobs, that's why. DCL will be incoming. Your auntie Brian played for Telford United. He's a woman now. Go on, Chris. Manager we already told not going anywhere. What poor attitude that. Pigmate, we have Dumb and Dumber in charge who's not helping. Definitely. Links Red, how you doing there, my friend? I hope you're good. Yes, wading through treacle. Van Sully says, why Man United never scout striker from other regions in the Club World Cup? So many potential. I mean, we have signed some players elsewhere, but it's a good point. It's a good point. We used to just pluck out random gems, didn't we, all the time, and we just don't really do that anymore. Screw Gyokeres, I agree, lad. I'm calling him Gyokeres from now on. Your team lost the semi-final today. Oh, no, mate. Gashtastic. That's awful. This show is PG-13 and always carry breath mints, lads. Oh, what are those Calvert-Lewin links, Piggy? They're just from the Sun, mate. Don't believe anything from the Sun. Come on. Yes, I did. I took her out, mate. We had a nice little day out. Yes, we did, and a nice meal and stuff. Absolutely not out. We didn't have a dinner out, but we got. What did we get? Forget now. I think we had a Burger King, mate. You know what I mean? Gunter, thank you again for another $10 Aussie Rooska super chat, you legend. Come on. I've missed you, Kurt. Thank you so much, Kurt. He says, but then you realise your nether regions have no sense of smell and take one for the team. True. True, the nether regions definitely don't have a sense of smell. That's true. Let's hope the wafting isn't too... Anyway. Oh, it is shit when I'm reading that. Apart from the news is today, it's even worse than usual because the news is Gyokeres going to Arsenal, lad. United target Gyokeres. He's going to Arsenal, it seems. Gyokeres is Haaland on speed. I hope he's Haaland on ketamine, to be honest. Gyokeres didn't really want to join United. He's just playing us for fools. No, he never really wanted to go, did he? I think he would have come if we'd have got Champions League football, though. Maguire will lock Gyokeres up. Yep, it's not Amarin's fault. Ineos are that stupid to sign a manager with a completely different style. Well, that's it. They knew what they were getting. They knew that he'd be changing things. I am still gaming tonight. Absolutely, yes. We're going to do a gaming stream. In fact, we're going to have to pretty much wrap this one up, guys. I could chat here all night, but I'm going to have to pretty much wrap this up, guys. But thank you so much to everyone who's got in the chat. Make sure you smash that like before you go. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Click the bell icon. We'll be back on tomorrow lunchtime for the latest updates. Hopefully we get an Mbeumo. Here we go by then. But maybe not. Yeah, probably Cinnamon. Probably even worse than that. Delict and Yoro, Nietzsche, Butcher, Martinez. So we take one for the team and get UCL. Oh, hell no. That would be the worst signing for a long time. No, I don't want DCL, lad. That would be horrendous. Thank you, Thornster, for that super chat as well there, you legend. Nice one, Elliot. Nice one, Rob, Pete, Rajat, Henrik Kelman, Stephen Shipman. Yes, lad. All the members in green like Stephen, Rob, Rajat, Thornster, Cinnamon, etc. Thanks for being members of the channel. All the moderators in blue. Thanks for moderating the live chat. Check this out, guys. This is the FC25 stream. Come over here right now. We're going to be starting the stream literally in a minute. So come and join us, guys. I'll get it going. The intro is probably going to be long. I've got to get stuff changed over, grab a drink, etc. But I won't be too long. Hit that like button before you go. Subscribe. You can follow us on Insta, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. All the links are in the description. But do come and join us literally now on this channel here. Flying Pig Gaming on YouTube. Will be live in a minute. Thank you, Cinnamon, History Buff, Fat Thor, Craig, Silent, Paula, Elliot, and everybody else as well. That's it from me, guys. Stay classy. Come back, have your say, and I'll catch you in a few minutes' time on Flying Pig Gaming channel. And remember, Piggy loves you. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Get in there, you beauties. Thank you so much to all the patrons here for supporting the channel on patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. As a thank you, all you legends will be appearing on this outro list. Get in there. Once again, thank you to all the YouTube members, but one of the best ways you can support the channel is on patreon.com. So check it out. Patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. And once again, a big thank you to all the legends that do support the channel on Patreon. Get in there.